Hey everyone, welcome back. We're almost done international break and we're going to take a look at the Game Week 3 preview coming up this weekend. And I do not like the spot that I'm in, and this video is going to be a little special because we're almost going to be doing two previews in one, and I'll explain why. Okay, so first off, let's look at what happened. So I've already made a transfer this week. I transferred out Ronaldo and brought in Osimhen. If you follow my Twitter, you would have already known that. But Osimhen, they put an appeal to reduce his ban from 2 games to 1 game. It was successful. I want to bring in Napoli players right now with the upcoming fixtures. And so despite them playing Juventus this week, I was going to bring him in and then Insigne next week and have two high-playing attackers for Napoli for several weeks to come. Then some things didn't go so great. First of all, Ronaldo dropped in price twice, so I lost 2 million on this transfer. We already knew that Craigno was injured previous. Napoli, or sorry, not Napoli, Chiesa, who is going to be playing Napoli this week. There is rumor of some injury over the course of international break. He might not be playing. I almost kind of suspected that he might not be playing just because he did play an international break. He might not dive right back into Juve. Well, they kind of need him right now. And then Giroud got COVID, and I don't really know the timeline of that. So as of right now, if I were to be showing my starting lineup, we'd have Zoet and net, which is fine. A decent back line with, but not the greatest fixtures. We have Mario Rui against Juve. I'd like to think that Juve is going to score as a Juve fan. Lazio against Milan. That's definitely no guaranteed clean sheet. So Sassuolo and Fiorentina are decent teams. Like they could score goals too. I'd say my most guaranteed clean sheet would be Bastoni, and he's not very attacking. So not a huge fan of my defense coming into this week. I ignore that vice captain that's not there. Barella, Pasalic, and Bandinelli would be my midfield. That is not a midfield that I'm that attracted to. My other midfielders, like I wanted Chiesa in there originally, and that would have been fine. And then Lopez might sub in, but it doesn't look like Chiesa is playing this weekend. And then I wanted Giroud in there as well, even though it's against Lazio. But I'd be down to Dzeko and then Osimhen against Juve, which maybe he could score, maybe not. So it's a little complicated in my lineup right now. I know as of right now, Chiesa wouldn't be subbing in. Giroud probably not going to be subbing in. If one of these players didn't play, I might get Lopez to sub in, and the way that's maybe 1 or 2 points. So if the way I'm talking is any indication of what I might be doing, I'm thinking about using a shuffle this week. I think like tonight or tomorrow, I might use that. I think I might have to in order to keep up with the rest of the field. And now I'm going to kind of just go into what that's going to look like. If I do keep this team, which I still might, I still have some thinking to do. If I just want to try to weather the storm this week, maybe get an average score and then try to fix more next week. But especially if Chiesa and Giroud are longer term injuries, and apparently Ibrahimovic might be back too, which gives Giroud even a less chance of playing. I think I'm going to need to do some major team switches. So if we go over to transfers, here's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Zoet's a starting goalie. I don't really need 2 starting goalies. So I'm going to downgrade him to Venezia's backup goalie, who has got time with a little injury occurring right now to the first string goalie. So I was like, well, maybe he'll get time, and why not have him over someone else? Cheapest possible price to pay for goalie. As you can see, there's no one under 4 as of right now that I know. I'll just quickly double check, but I don't think there's anyone under 4, or else I'd take them. No. So I'll have Zoet, who will be my main person to go to week in, week out. And if I think Venezia has good fixtures and the other goalie's not back yet, I can always start him. If he doesn't play, Zoet will sub in. So that's fine. On defense, I think just like some of these teams have like wishy-washy fixtures. I'm definitely keeping Mario Rui, and I want to keep Mela just because of that attacking threat. But I think what I'd do is I'd get rid of Bastoni and Kair. And from there, I would probably bring in, and these players have both gone up in price, unfortunately, but they will still leave a lot of money in my squad. I would want to bring in Molina from Udinese, and I would want to bring in, 1 second here. Yeah, Cambiaso from Genoa. So both of these teams have decent fixtures coming up, and they're both playing in a more attacking role rather than a deep defensive role. So again, more chances for attacking returns. Not only that, but I don't have to play them at the end of the day. So even if they sit on the bench, that's fine. They're making cap space for me in my squad. So at the end of the day, they're allowing me to bolster the attack, which is ideally what you want. Moving up to the midfield, what I'd want to do here is I think I would take out Chiesa and put in Dybala. Dybala is, that's why he won't show up. Dybala is playing more of a striking role so far in these games. Morata might take it, which is fine. I think Dybala would still get in the squad. And at the end of the day, another player that if I need to transfer out, I could go to most other midfielders because of his price. I'm probably going to get rid of Lopez, and I'd want to bring in Insigne, playing whenever Osimhen's not in, he's kind of the one playing the attacking role. And he's just always been a very attacking midfielder. He plays in the wing, so he's not deep in like the center or something. He's not center defensive mid. He's going to be involved in goals at the end of the day. Some would argue maybe Milinkovic-Savic, and that's fine too. I don't see any issue with that. He is cheaper as well if you're saving money that way. But we'll see. I think I want Insigne for at least the start. And again, if he's not doing as good, I could always drop down to someone like Milinkovic-Savic. The fixtures are awesome for Napoli coming up. I definitely want 3 Napoli players in my squad. I think I'm going to keep Bandinelli in my squad. Empoli has a good run of fixtures coming up, and at the end of the day, it's just a budget player. I haven't thought too much about switching Pasalic and Barella. I like both of them still. Barella has gotten assists in both game weeks. I see no reason to switch him over. So I'm just going to keep them 2 there for now. I think I'd get rid of Giroud for sure. And for Giroud, I would. For Giroud, who was, I was gonna, now I kind of goes against what I said in a different video where I was talking about players for its fixtures coming up. But I think I might bring in Bonazzoli to leave a lot of money for one more top player. The reason he's on penalties, Salernitana has great games coming up. And at the end of the day, like I don't need to play him. I don't have to have a 3-striker formation. He'll be there in case I need him. But he has better fixtures coming up. Of course, Salernitana itself is a weaker team that you'd say a team playing them has a good fixture as well. I totally get that 100%. But they're not going to not score goals the rest of the season. I think when goals are scored for Salernitana, they're probably going to go through him being either from the spot or in an attacking position. And then lastly, I think I might want to get rid of Dzeko. We'll see. And the player I'd want to bring in is the new Ronaldo of the league, probably Immobile. Now, I'm not quite sure why he's flagged right now. Again, it might be something he picked up on international duty. But whenever Lazio scores, it's always Immobile. And unfortunately, I'm a little late to the punch here. He's already gone up in price twice. But there's a lot of coverage points there as well. But I just think he's proven to be a big scorer in Serie A. I don't know why he can't do it for Italy. But in Serie A, he's a really great scorer. And I know the fixtures might not be good, but I just think no matter who Lazio face, Immobile is generally a part of the goal scoring. So I am leaning towards a shuffle this week. I'll still have one more, obviously. It is earlier than I wanted to as far as shuffling goes. But it's just there's been so many issues with the starting squad so far, which is really unfortunate that I think I'm going to be forced into this week. And this is probably the squad that I'd be looking to bring into the week. We'll see if I do anything else with the midfield or with Barella, Paslic, and Bandinelli, and maybe I'll bring in a different striker for now until I see what happens with Immobile, and then I can make a transfer him in at a later time. But this is kind of what I'm looking at. If you were to be shuffling, let me know what you would do. Do you agree with bringing in the Napoli players? Do you know what's happening with Immobile or Chiesa and Giroud if they're going to be back sooner? That would be good to know in the next day or so. And yeah, let me know how your squad's going, what you did over international break. I'd love to hear it and get into a little dialogue in the comments. That'd be fun. So please, hope you like this video. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you can. Tell your friends about it. Get them into Serie A Fantasy. Let's get this league growing. And don't forget to also follow the Twitter and Instagram pages as well, which you can find on the YouTube page and everything like that. Okay. Also put out a lot of videos over the international break in regards to other things. So best fixtures coming out of the videos or out of the international break. There was one for how to use your chips. The shuffle chip that I'm planning on using right now is one of them. And there was one other, it wasn't fixtures, it had something else to do with the international break. I'll put the cards up at the end of this video and you can check it out. Okay, so take care. Good luck in game week 3, and I look forward to probably the review video will be the next one. Okay, on the Instagram page, you'll be able to see my final lineup that I choose for the week prior to the first game. So you can see officially what I did if you are wondering which avenue to take between these. Take care.